You're watching TimesXP. I'm Driti Atri, and here are the biggest stories making headlines across the globe today. So let's start with it. Turkey dumps Russia's $30 billion nuclear deal. That's right. President Erdogan cancels Russia's Sinop nuclear plant project, pivoting the talks with the US and South Korea as well. Well, the move signals a tilt towards Washington, seeking modern tech, safety standards, and Western financing. Here, analysts say that this reshapes regional energy and security, giving the US a strategic foothold near the Black Sea. Russia remains involved via Akuyu, but tensions over gas, trade, and defense looms. Erdogan balances East and West. For years, Turkey navigated carefully between Moscow and NATO allies, buying Russian gas and weapons while staying in the NATO, kept Erdogan in a very strategic middle ground. Now, the nuclear pivot signals a shift here. Ankara may be saying that we are done being caught in the middle. Here, experts believe that this could impact Russia-Turkey relationship, and that too for years. Gaza ceasefire faces immediate threat here. Hours after Mr. Trump's ceasefire announcement, a 26-year-old Israeli soldier was killed by a Hamas sniper, while the attack triggered heavy Israeli airstrikes in central and southern Gaza. In the meantime, the rescue workers struggled to save trapped civilians amid the collapsing building. Here, analysts warn the fragile ceasefire could actually collapse under such provocations. Hamas claims warning shots. Hamas said that the sniper attack was a response to Israeli violations. Here, Israel labeled it as a terrorist provocation amid the derailing peace efforts. Now, the attack challenges Trump's peace plan, testing Israel's resistance. Experts note that this could set the stage for a new cycle of violence if goes unchecked. Turkey joins Gaza peace oversight, while their foreign minister Hakan Fidan revealed that Turkey will actively monitor Gaza's ceasefire. Alongside the US, Egypt, and Qatar, Turkey plans to supervise troop withdrawals and aid deliveries. In the meantime, Fidan also emphasized that reconstruction and political reforms are very important for the lasting peace. Peace without justice, he warned, is a countdown to the next war. Turkey's strategic role in the Middle East, well, by engaging in Gaza, Turkey positions itself as a bridge between the Arab world and the West. Ankara aims to regain influence while advocating for Palestinian rights. In the meantime, experts say that Turkey's involvement strengthens its regional power projection. The message is very clear here: temporary ceasefires aren't enough, structural solutions are needed. Putin signals Israel's caution towards Iran here. At the CIS summit, Putin expressed support for Trump's Gaza plan. He hinted that Israel may be avoiding direct conflict with Iran for now, while Russia maintains dialogue with Tehran and Tel Aviv, asserting itself as a regional mediator now. Well, analysts see this as Russia returning to the Middle East power politics. Iran acts to ceasefire. Iran welcomes the Gaza truce, but they also warn that Israel is going to violate this. Tehran demands monitoring and accountability for alleged Israeli war crimes. Well, Putin's mediation aims to balance regional tensions and prevent a new war here. The Iranian-Russian alliance continues to shape the Middle East dynamics. Macron's Gaza intervention, well, French President Emmanuel Macron praised the Gaza ceasefire but condemned Israel's settlement expansion. Well, he also warned settlement threatens the Palestinian independence and long-term peace as well. Well, France proposes an international peacekeeping force in Gaza to stabilize the entire region. Macron stressed that reconstruction must be tied to political progress, not just aid. Trump's Peace Prize bid fails here. Well, the Nobel Committee, they confirmed Trump was ineligible for the Peace Prize before Gaza ceasefire. Well, experts know that prize considers long-term global impact, not any single headline deals. Trump supporters claim that he still deserves recognition, but critics disagree with this. Well, this marks a setback for Trump's international prestige. Hamas signals post-war plans here. Senior Hamas leader Khalil al-Hayya confirmed a permanent ceasefire and hostages release as well. Rafah crossing will reopen, allowing free movement for civilians and aids. In the meantime, Hamas continues to push for Palestinian statehood with Jerusalem as its capital. Well, analysts warn that the ceasefire is just the first step in this complex political road. United States troops to monitor Gaza ceasefire, 200 American soldiers deployed near Gaza to oversee the truce. They will coordinate with Turkey, Egypt, Qatar and the UAE officers as well. Well, the mission aims to prevent attacks and ensure the compliance from both the sides. Experts note that the operation highlights the ceasefire's fragility. Brazil embraces China amid the US setback. Well, their president, Mr. Lula, celebrates China's $1.2 billion EV factory in Bahia, signaling closer ties. In the meantime, Ford announced closures in Brazil, highlighting the United States' influence warning in the region. Here, analysts say that China could dominate Brazil's industrial and tech landscape. The geopolitical shift challenges the United States' leverage in Latin America. China expands influence beyond EVs, while BYD leads battery tech, EV innovation, and renewable energy in Brazil. The partnership gives China significant industrial and technological leverage here. In the meantime, economists warn that it could reshape trade and supply chains in Latin America. The move cements China's long-term strategy in that particular region. India engaged Taliban against Pakistan. That's right, India's Jaishankar met the Taliban's foreign minister in New Delhi. Discussions focused on regional security, counter-terrorism and Kabul attacks as well. India signals willingness to work directly with the Taliban just to counter their enemy, Pakistan. Analysts called it a bold shift in South Asian geopolitics in the meantime. Warning to Pakistan here, India explicitly challenged Pakistan over alleged terror support in Afghanistan. In the meantime, intelligence sharing and cross-border security cooperations were discussed. India aims to safeguard its borders and regional interest as well. The meeting could significantly alter South Asia's strategic balance. Israel's hostage challenge here. Intel reveals that Hamas may not know the locations of 7 to 15 hostages or their remains. Trump's ceasefire plan depends heavily on hostages' return. Israeli authorities warn the deal could actually collapse if captives remain unaccounted. Washington fears that negotiations may spiral into blames and delays. Gaza ceasefire under threat. Hamas launched surprise attack as Israeli troops pulled back. Well, mortars exploded near Al-Muntar and an Israeli drone was captured. The actions, they challenge the fragile truce and signal Hamas who's testing Israel. Analysts stress that ceasefires can quickly become volatile in Gaza now. Ceasefire, is it temporary calm or strategic move? Well, Hamas' attack raises a lot of questions about motives. Well, is it sabotage or warning? Both the sides are testing strength, readiness and patience under the truce. Experts say that the coming days are critical for the ceasefire survival. The situation remains unpredictable with high stakes for peace. Trump's peace plan faces critical moment here. Israeli and the US officials worry that ceasefire may actually collapse. Well, Hamas's lack of control over hostages adds a lot of uncertainty here. Trump's plan is under pressure from political and military realities. Experts call this a ticking time bomb for the US brokered diplomacy. Turkey's nuclear realignment. Well, Turkey's shift to the US and South Korea signals strategic realignment. Experts predict new energy and security alliances could emerge from now here. Ankara may gain access to advanced nuclear tech and financing. In the meantime, Russia remains partially engaged through Akkuyu, keeping options open. Erdogan's strategic messaging here. By pivoting west, Erdogan signals independence from Moscow. That's right, the move could improve Turkey's bargaining power with both the sides. Here, analysts see it as a calculated geopolitical strategy. The world watches whether Turkey will fully distance itself from Russia or not. Gaza reconstruction, that's Turkey warning. Well, Fidan emphasis, rebuilding Gaza must include jobs and political rights. Peace without structural reform risks another war here. Turkey pushes for sustainable solutions and not any temporary truce. Analysts stress the region's long-term stability depends on real reforms. Putin's mediation role. Turkey positioned itself as a neutral broker in the Middle East. Putin warns ignoring Palestinian issue keeps the peace temporary, while his approach balances ties with Iran and Israel, influencing regional strategy. Experts say that Moscow wants recognition as the power capable of the dialogue. Israel question on Iran right now. Netanyahu's government appears very careful not to provoke Iran directly. Putin suggests that Israel prioritize stability over confrontation. Well, analysts note that Israel is aware that a misstep could trigger a new frontier. Well, regional tensions remain high with diplomatic move under scrutiny. France demands justice in Gaza. Macron stressed that settlement expansion, it undermines the peace. France advocates linking reconstruction to political progress, while Paris proposes international peacekeepers to stabilize Gaza. Europe asserts a stronger role in the Middle East diplomacy now. Trump's Nobel setback here. Despite claims of peacemaking, Trump will not receive the Nobel Peace Prize. Well, committees value long-term contribution, not a single headline achievement here. Well, analysts say that this affects Trump's global image and credibility as well. The announcement sent a message about complexity of peace recognition here. Hamas post-war goal. Hamas seeks a permanent ceasefire and Palestinian statehood. Rafah crossing reopening signals a lifeline for the civilians. Well, the group is actively shaping Gaza's political future. Ceasefire is a temporary step though, tensions over Jerusalem remains unresolved. United States military oversight in Gaza. American troops act as referees between Israel and Hamas. In the meantime, collaborations with regional allies ensure ceasefire compliance. Well, the move highlights the fragility of the peace in Gaza, but analysts warn that this is a crucial period for international diplomacy. Global geopolitical shift. From Turkey's nuclear pivot to Brazil-China ties, the world is reshaping alliances here. Middle East ceasefires, Latin American industrial shift and South Asian diplomacy, this will all signal change. Experts highlight the fragility of deals and raising multipolar competition. Well, that's all for now. Stay tuned, stay sharp and come back on TimesXP same time tomorrow for the latest news that matters the most. I'm Driti Atri. See you next time.